And we're back. So last time we went to the area underneath Charlian called Labyrinthos, and Heidelin talked to us through Kryl and gave us a flower. Graha snuck into the Forbidden Archives, and we were all threatened with being kicked out. But they ultimately voted to let us stay as long as we don't cause trouble. So, hi Y'shtola. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city, and our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. With our freedoms so sorely curtailed that, however, we will struggle to learn aught more of substance here in Charlian. Alice, estate visitor. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes. That's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival, come what may. His father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family. Alfino, Alice, it is you. When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I am so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother! Emilian Slavelier at your service. And you fine people must be the scions of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Mother, please. We don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches father that you are here... Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fortuno are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Angrid's group and reconsider our options. Go visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure we... Oscar, what do you think? Oscar, the Oscar Hassenpfeffer. What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us. Okay. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Oscar, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. I'm glad you find it funny, Kryl. I apologize, my mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Oscar? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on a visit to, on our visit home? Fine, if we're going, let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away, childhood toys, a shrine to the warrior of light. I mean, God, never mind. The Levier estate is that way, straight down the stairs, come on. It's just, it tells us every time the rules of, you know, they're accompanying you, don't get too far away. Do they jump when I jump? No. fancy dress. When Alice and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. Alice, as children, Elfino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. And here you are at last. Please do come in.
Welcome home, my lady. What? What are you gawping at?
Scion headquarters must seem squalid indeed.
I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Oh. That's, okay. I'm a little embarrassed.
'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Okay.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
She finally got new
It's
clothes.
perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you would allow me, Master Alphino.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days. As a student, he was often called upon to venture into the field.
So, like, Xenos is a Reaper now. One of the new jobs introduced in Endwalker. Alphino has become a Sage, the other new job. He's still a healer, but it's just the new one. And now he's got those floaty laser guns on his back.
He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless.
Alize is still a red mage, obviously, with her sword still.
Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
We see who's really in charge of House Leveilleur.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
nice new digs. Is it digs? Threads? Are digs a house or clothes? I don't remember. I'm not hip. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her. And I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as with these tokens of home that we carry with us, these gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Yep, let's do that. Here we are. They're inside the main hall. Enjoyed your time with the Levieurs, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the form strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Heidelin is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once you've scouted out the situation with Avner, we'll be well equipped to plot our next move. Right. And that's what we'll do next. For Thavner bound. I have Kryle's instructions in hand. If you are ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavner before, I can travel by Aetheryte. But what of the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Kryle was of the same mind and has already secured the aid of the good folk at the confluence. We'll take ourselves there. The confluence, thou sayest? I'm afraid so, my friend. Huh? Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart, under whose sanctuary we delivered thee, owing to the knowledge of our comrade Moonbreeder. Moonbreeder was an I'm doing his voice all wrong. Moonbreeder was an authority on meteorology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own right, and both are researchers at the confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me at the last. It hath been many times I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection hath revealed unto me the words I should speak, and thus have I kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice and yours alone. If it's too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the confluence, and I shall face that which hath been long overdue. If it's settled, then let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Kit. Okay. Oh yeah, the door doesn't open, I have to step through it. Should we change clothes before going to Thavner? Yes. Hat? No hat. No hat. Oh, there's Kit. Well now, this is a rather lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Kryl and the students of Valdesian. We seek passage to Thavner and understand who can assist us. Ah, the test subjects. Welcome, welcome. Test subjects? Oh, you hadn't heard. Well then, allow me to explain. So in order to travel to an aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out while you're a mess of ether hurtling along the life stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of aetheryte teleportation. But what if I were to tell you there's a way to travel to an aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible, that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We've created a new kind of aetheryte that doesn't require attunement. Truly, that changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to these aetherites, but the aetherites themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between the 2 points. But it just so happens that of our first test pair of aetherites, one has been installed here in Sharlayan, and the other over in Yedlamad, a port town in Thavner. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Radzinhan, and indeed we owe much of this breakthrough to the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum up, we are to test these aetherites. How fortuitous for you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel ether. Will this be a problem? Not at all. As a matter of fact, you may say these aetherites were made for people like your good self. The magic's imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true, and far be it from me to worry about such things. But do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the life stream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you're not most people. Mr. Kryl truly knows how to pick 'em. If I might change the subject, are Master Wilson and Mistress Bluevida not present today? Oh, you didn't hear. They recently resigned their posts. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the Forum itself, as I understand, but I'm not privy to the details. I see. Any other questions? No? Then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the aetheryte plaza. I'll be along shortly. Alright. Waiting.
Right, we're all set. Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavner.
You are? Oh, I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please. Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
metaphorically.
Oh, one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness. Good luck!
What?
Just a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness, huh? There we go. Teleported.
Thavner, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between two peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay for a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have? What chance? Against such an insidious foe.
Welcome to Thavner. You okay, Thancred?
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish. Let me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions. Don't let a Stinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
Oh no. Well, we better go track him down. You managed to will yourself to your feet, but given your condition, will you be able to reach Justinian in time? Maybe. Oh no, we've got ether sickness. You there, I need 3 drinks, something that helps with ether sickness. But by the Manusia, a traveler! I mean, greetings and welcome. You are wise, good sir, to come to me. My special Amra Lassi, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is famed for calming unruly bellies. By way of a warm welcome to Thavner, I am pleased to offer it to you for the low price of 19,800 gil. For not 1, Not 2, but 3 bottles. Bargain amongst bargains. That's ridiculous. The price is high road robbery, and you want to say as much to a Stinian, but you realize any words of warning you cry out would be accompanied by your last meal. You must stand before a Stinian and, using gestures, deny that the threat is that the deal is fair. Emote. Deny. There it is. No. Oh, I thought you could barely stand. What do you need to tell me that's so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't buy the lassie. This merchant is swindling me. What? Sincerest apologies, sir, but I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for the 3 bottles of lassie. Humph. That confusion would have been quite costly for both of us. Very well, your coin. Here, a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. Thanks. I'll be back after I've explored the town. We're gonna have more ether sickness. Here you go, Urianger. Praise be to the 12. My stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heartfelt thanks to thee and Estinian, and to the fine fruits of this land. You were in time. Excellent. You've spared us Tataru's wrath. Sweet release. If you haven't already, you should have yours too. Right, I'm ready to get on with it. That lassie truly worked wonders. Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair. Aye, I've bound it. 'Tis the most I could do against this heat, short of shedding my armor. May I ask where you got the cord for it? A local vendor. The man said it's a Thavnarian weave, tough and not easily unraveled. And how much did it cost? 9,400 gil. A steal, I was told. 'Tis nothing fancy, but I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I dare say not even Alphino could hold a candle to you. It's not uncommon for merchants to set their prices high, but doesn't it seem excessive here? I am inclined to agree with thine assessment. It doth seem excessive, unusually so. Claiming Thavner as its dominion, the nation of Radzat-Han hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning there were the Arkasodara, a Matanga tribe indigenous to this island. Over time they came to be joined by other races, and through their intermingling a culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of Hanish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over. A development only aided by the nation's prime location as a waypoint betwixt east and west. All of this hath combined to make a trading power of Radzatan, yet such a status cannot be taken for granted, nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence. Given that merchants are at a gateway town are free to fleece hapless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so, that opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap that the people have fallen upon hard times. Whatever the truth may be, it would be prudent to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, aye. We've naught to lose by learning more. So, ere we seek out Kryle's acquaintance, shall we see what information we can gather here in Yedlamad? Sure. Excellent. We didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. Anchored on low tide. Right, let us split up and make inquiries in town. Oscar, the pier is yours. Once we have learned what we can, we regroup by the Aetheryte, off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. So Stinian's got a ponytail now. Crate of fruit. The crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling, as if they have been left too long. There's a person to ask questions to. Well now, if it isn't a traveler, you're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on Nurinair. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion. No, it had to spawn fell fiends as well. We still have our lives thanks to the Radiant Host, but business is as good as dead. What will become of us, only the gods know. The pier. Gazing out from the pier, you spy boats moored off nearby isles, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels farther away. Compared to other ports you visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity. Ginalil? What am I doing? Oh, recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit, so I don't know why I bother. Hardly anything sells these days. Hardly sell anything these days. Business has never been this terrible, but I suppose things could have been worse. I could have a consortium to keep afloat like Kalzal. I don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I've come to realize. You're a traveler by the looks of you. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Kalzal a visit. He'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, we'll find him at the Saltwind Sails, the Harbour Guild building across the water from here. Okay. Kalzal. The Dalmaskins aren't coming. But we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself, and the provinces are in chaos. And then there's the tower sitting on our doorstep, spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. Can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. God, this will be an enormous loss. Alright, forget about the Dalmaskins. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicines, all the perennial Hanish favorites. Our consortium works closely with merchants and artisans to supply only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Kalzal, I do. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant? Please tell me you're a merchant. No. I see. That's a shame. I'm sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me? My name is Matsya, and I'm here to see Kalzal. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Guess we'll go talk to Matsya. Yes, can I help you? Ah, I remember seeing you back in the guild. You wanted to speak with Kalzal too, did you? I'm Matsya, a fisherman of Akyali, a nearby village. I sell my catch to Kalzal, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come and see him. Just as soon as he's free, anyway. He's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. A fisherman's friend. If I may ask, what is it that you do? An adventurer, you say? As you travel the world helping people, and you travel the world helping, then that must mean you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? You see, I've brought some fresh fish with me in a portion I couldn't preserve, and I wanted to sell them. The problem is I'm terrible with people, and I've ever only dealt with Kalzal, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead and show me how it's done? Okay. If you're willing, please let me know, and we can begin at once. You'll do it then. So, show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Right, please try peddling fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yedlamad. I will observe you and learn. Now he's accompanying us. First person is down here. Meruna. Yes. Greetings, friend. How fare you of late? Greetings to you, too. I suppose I'm well enough, given the circumstance. Things have settled down somewhat, but it was utter chaos when that tower first appeared. Everyone grabbing whatever they could, trampling over each other to get into the city. Many remain there for now, but I could not stay away. Had to come back, continue with my life, such as it is. Whether or not it was the right choice, only time will tell. There's no place like home, but don't do anything dangerous, eh? Oh, trust me, I don't. I make sure to keep well clear of the tower, and when the more monsters emerge from it, I heed the Radiant Host's instructions. I hope they deal with it as soon as we can get back. I hope they deal with it soon, so we can get back to our normal lives. To the days when you could earn as much as you gave and tuck into a meal satisfied that you did good work. Speaking of meals, why not have some fresh fish today? Fresh fish, you say? Oh, you're a fishmonger. When you bait me like that, how can I not bite? Very well, give me some of your fish. Thank you for your custom. The catch of the day is Shallow's cod, delectable stewed in coconut milk or baked with a sprinkle of salt. you succeeded in making a sale. I think I failed to sell to that guy my first time. Okay, now we go find Nasreen. Hello, Nasreen. A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some amra. Let's say a dozen. They don't need to be export quality. Amra shmamra, my fresh fish is the only thing you need. Or, what do you need so many amra for? Why, for eating, of course. It may seem like a lot, but late I go through that much in no time at all. I'm a stock taker by trade, but with no vessels coming these days, wares are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing is coming in from overseas. Not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking when the next shipment is arriving for this and that. This and that. All of it wears me down, and I find myself constantly hungry. I know how you feel. Thank you. A pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoyed our little chit-chat. Took my mind off my troubles for a moment. Aw, dang. Never mind. If nothing else, you left her with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we? I think you only need to sell, like, one. Going to Bazama. Where are you, Bazama? Up here, I think. Oh, there's Urianje. Are any of you Bazama? No. You are Bazama. What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy. Oh gods, my stomach. Ether sickness? No, nothing so unusual. In my hurry to get back to work, I just ate a little too quickly. You should take it easier. Eat more slowly and savor your food. Would that I could, but I can't afford to be idle. Like as not, circumstances will surely get worse before they get better. And so I'm working as hard as I can while I still can. Better to be prepared. What an industrious young man you are. Well, it's not like I'm trying to impress anyone. Now, if you excuse me, I must be getting back to work. Take care. Dang! It's too bad we couldn't make a sale, but we did manage to build something of a relationship. Thank you so much for your demonstration. It was a truly eye-opening experience. Come, let us return to the pier. Well, Asuka is a bad saleswoman. Better at fighting people than feeding them. Thank you so much for showing me how you talk to customers. You managed to sell to one of the 3 people you approached. It was difficult, but when you put your mind to it, you succeeded. Though you did fail too, but there are lessons to be learned in both success and failure. By applying yours, I'll endeavor to become a better peddler. Still, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for Kalzal soon. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should— oh, it's Kalzal. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should it be but Matsya? Kalzal, have you finished your business at the guild? So you were there too. Forgive me, try as I might, I can't find any buyers. With no ships coming in and hardly any going out, there simply aren't any options at this rate. So you can't buy my fish anymore? I'm sorry, Matsya, I truly am. But for now, you must peddle your own goods. But by myself, I can't. I want to help you, I do. But as it stands, I can barely help myself. I poured my all into the consortium. I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I can't, but won't fail them. The sisters as my witness. Kalzal. Not to worry. Using what I've learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage, somehow. Well, I had best return to my village. My thanks again, and please take care on the road. Now we go talk to Thancred. That's a bummer. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two, I trust. Yep. I see. We also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods, but to think that it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. And as before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless thralls to call forth the lunar primal. Business as usual for the Telophoroi. That's probably a good place to stop for now. And next time we'll see what Estinian has to say.